So you're on self improvement, but you're still distracted by women. You know, you're going to the gym, you're trying to make more money, you're reading books, you're trying to figure out everything that you got to do in order for you to really level up in life. But everywhere you go, you still get distracted by women, but you can't seem to figure out why is it that you're distracted by women, why you can't seem to get yourself focused and disciplined on the things that you need to do. And it's like, this problem will never go away. And it's like, if you are actually a masculine man who actually wants to be on self improvement and wants to see massive success in his life, it will never happen without a woman, right? Like, you just being a masculine man, you will always feel naturally gravitated towards women. You'll always be attracted to women. All the things that you want to do will naturally be for women in one way or another, right? The reason you want to get in shape, the reason why you want to make a lot of money, the reason why you want to be incredibly intelligent, whatever it may be, you are doing this even if for the smallest bit for women. And it's like, until you really accept that idea, it it'll just completely eat at you for the rest of time. And it's like, you probably dealt with this issue for the longest time, right? Since like middle school, high school, even in college or whatever, even past college, where you're like, everywhere you go, you're just like, you see these women and you're attracted to them, but you never seem to get yourself to talk to them, right? And it's like, you lack the courage to talk to them, and you always have all these excuses lined up, right? You're like, oh, I just need to get richer, or I just need to be smarter, or I'm not dressed the best, or I don't smell as good, or I need a haircut, right? You just tell yourself all of these little things that keep you from actually pursuing these women. But it's like, what you're actually facing is resistance. And it's like, the sooner you can solve this problem of resistance, the sooner you can be that much more successful in your self-improvement journey. Not because of the woman itself, like, even if the, like, you have to almost think about the women as just like an entity, okay? They are the goal in your mind, they're the thing that you want, but you need to simply try and pursue them, right? Most people don't even try or pursue in their like self-improvement journey, no matter like what you really do. Is like, with fitness or even like reading books, it's very self work, right? It's like, you just gotta do it by yourself. But like with like business and like women or relationships in general, or just anything money related, there's more moving parts involved. And so when you end up just trying to always having to like your brain will always create resistance when it comes to those types of goals, right? Things that have more moving parts that are like, you might even question like, oh, like, it's so easy for me to go to the gym, it's so easy for me to like read books and like take notes and, you know, do all this spiritual work like meditation and stuff. But then when it comes to things that actually require you to expend energy, use your brain in real time, it's like, why am I struggling? And it's because of resistance, right? Resistance is going to always be there. That's like one of the hardest parts of self-improvement. It's the reason why you are on self-improvement, is to be able to eventually overcome resistance and make action habitual. Okay, the reason why most people are not on self-improvement, most people are not even aware of self-improvement, is because of that resistance, that fear, the anxiety, the worry, the concern, all of that stuff that's like stuck in your head, where it's like, it's creating all of these issues. Because all your problems are all created up here, okay? They're all self-imposed. None of the problems are actually real, right? Like, the girl that you want, she has not rejected you yet, right? But you rejected yourself, right? You gave yourself an excuse. You don't have belief in your own ability to get her, right? The work that you need to do, right? The job that you want, the money you want to make, the business you want to build, whatever it is, it's like, all of it already exists. The blueprints already exist. People have already been successful with those models or whatever. And so it's like, what is actually the thing that's holding you back from getting you from point A to point B? And that's literally your own brain. And it's like, overcoming and understanding and becoming aware of how your brain operates. It's so, so important, because more than anything, that will be the biggest thing that holds you back. It will be the resistance created in your own head. And you're like, why would I create resistance in my own head for the things that I want? And it's like, you're scared, okay? And like, what I've recently come to realize is like, the hard work, or like the terms, like phrases like trudging through the snow, or like avoiding distractions, it's all actually very simple. But the hard part is your brain is wired for survival, okay? Like, all of us, that all humans have brains and they're wired for survival. But that survival wired brain was made for like the cavemen, right? For the people back in the day, where they actually had real life threats to face. But now in modernized times, it's like, we're not hunting, we're not like, food isn't scarce, right? All of these things, technology has made everything easier. So it doesn't make sense for our brain to still be in survival mode. But it is, because we haven't evolved enough for our brain to completely switch to thriving mode, right? But that's why you need to manually override your brain into thriving mode. And once you do that, you'll start seeing like how much easier and better life is. And it's so weird, because all of our brains are wired for survival, and only the very few successful people like the 1%, their brains they completely overrode everything, and now they're in thriving mode, right? They literally talk about the idea of going from survival to living to thriving, okay? And you can only do that by literally going into your own belief system and actually challenging everything that your brain tells you, okay? Something as simple as like taking a cold shower, your brain will literally go into survival mode. Why? Because your body's naturally wanting to like stay warm and comfortable, but the cold water is it's full of discomfort, right? It's like your brain thinks it's in a state of survival when it's like feeling cold, right? It feels like it needs to like create more warmth within itself, right? And so it's like when you can just keep testing your own body's like willpower, and like you keep taking the cold showers, you keep pursuing those girls, you keep doing the work that you don't want to do, even though it's like not rewarding yet, right? It's like you have to keep pushing through, you have to keep pushing through. And that's why you'll see people who like go to the gym and who have actually built a good physique, they have lots of willpower because they've been able to continuously push their body to the limits, and with enough time they actually got the muscles, because that's how it works, right? It's all a science. Everything's like a system. If you work out enough, you will get the body. If you work enough, you will make the money. If you pursue enough girls, you will get that girlfriend, right? It's like it all will happen for you. It just takes time. And it's like all that resistance in your mind, you need to become so aware of it so that you can completely fight it every single time that it comes up, because that is your duty, right? As an entrepreneur, as an athlete, as a warrior, as an artist, whatever it may be, you will always have those doubts. You will always have that self-sabotage. You will always have this like inner critic, okay? They will continually judge you over and over and over and over again. And the only way to override it is to, one, you can manually rewire it within your beliefs so that you can start taking action. But the more you take action, the more it gets accustomed to it, okay? Your brain needs to normalize the things, its environment, okay? So when you keep taking a cold shower every day, it doesn't get hard, it doesn't get easier, okay? The work will always never be easy, it'll always just be different, okay? Your brain doesn't like anything that's different, anything that's discomfort, anything that's foreign, because it literally has to readjust to this environment. It's like if you went to a different country and you didn't know the language, you didn't know the people, it was like a completely foreign place, how would you feel, right? You would feel like scared, you would feel full of anxiety, full of concern, full of worry, because your brain is like, oh, well, you are like super scared because you don't know what to say, you don't know what to eat, you don't know what to do. That's what your brain feels like every single time. The work is hard, but really it's not hard work, it's just different work, okay? It's a state of discomfort. And so the more you do it, the less discomfortable it is. Like for me personally, the first time I had to go swimming, I was super scared, right? Until I got into the pool enough times, I was like, oh wait, this is actually kind of fun and easy, right? But it's like that first few times, like my heart was pumping, my brain was coming up with all these thoughts, and I was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do this, right? And it's like your brain will come up with all these excuses, and it's like so fascinating once you become aware of it, because you'll start hearing it. You'll be like, wait, why are you even saying that? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Most of the excuses it makes it are just all emotional. None of them are logical. So if you're able to just literally talk to your own brain, logically say, no, why would we be scared of this? Look what happened in the past, right? This is very similar to this. You know, if we go into this pool, it's only 4 feet, we're not gonna drown, right? It's like if you start actually telling your brain the reality of things, you can start overcoming these doubts and emotional excuses, and that's how you keep overriding, and that's how you eventually see success. Because all success is just consistently taking action. If you take the right actions, you don't quit, and you keep refining, as in you keep improving on them, you will win eventually. I guarantee you will win. And no matter what endeavor it is, whether it's like building a business, getting a girl, getting in shape, like all of those things are so easy. They're just different from what you typically do, right? If you don't go to the gym, going to the gym is different. If you don't make money or don't have a job, building a business and doing the work is hard, right? It's different. If you've never talked to women before, pursuing women and approaching them and holding conversation is different, right? It's not that it's hard. You probably are capable of holding conversation, being productive, and moving your body in a way, in an exercise way, all of them things are simple. They've already been discovered. They've already been explored. They already exist. You just have to emulate them. You just have to do them over and over and over again until your brain normalizes them. And if you just simply do those things, you will win in life. And it's like, when I feel like just knowing how simple it is makes it a little bit easier for you to be like, you know what? I just have to override this. I just have to trudge through the snow. I just have to push past this, and then we're going to win. Keep this in mind, and in the end, you're going to fucking win.